You have Mbappe, and of course you have so many other players that you could name. But that will be a fantastic thing. But I agree with Jules. What will be the relationship between Potter and him? Do they have the same philosophy? Will Potter leave Campos to decide who has to come or not? That I don't know. So that they have to take care of that. Otherwise, they're going to face a conflict.
Jules, I've got a question for you.
Oh, here we go.
Because, well, I'm just thinking about this. You know, you've got a sporting director who's at PSG, who Chelsea are trying to get. I understand when football players move clubs, but football players, yes, they move for money, but you don't move from a PSG with Neymar and Messi and all these players to go to a team that's struggling. What motivates a sporting director to leave PSG, where I assume he's getting all kinds of money to be the sporting director? What motivates him to leave there to go to Chelsea?
Well, I guess apart from the money, and I think they would offer him, bigger wages, for example, than what he's in Paris. Then I think it's the fact that he would want to go to the Premier League and prove that he can do a job at a club like Chelsea, and to sign the players who then build this amazing team that goes and win the Premier League and maybe win the Champions League as well and other trophies, which is what he obviously did in France. And maybe he thinks that France, that's if he was to leave. I don't think he will leave. I don't think that will happen. But let's say he goes to Chelsea. I guess the motivation would be, okay, I've proven everything I could in France, because with Lille and with Monaco and then PSG it's a bit easier, but I've built those great teams. Now I want to do it in the best league in the world. And can I go to Chelsea, work well with the manager, and then find those players like some of the names that Frank mentioned, but we could add Fabinho and Bernardo Silva and those kind of guys to Chelsea and make that team super successful, and then really becoming the best sporting director in the world, because I would have pretty much done it everywhere. I guess that's the motivation, but I agree with you. And I think what we can't underestimate, and that's why I don't think it will happen, because Campos and Galtier at PSG. Campos and Galtier are like literally, if you had only two fingers in your hand, they would be Galtier and Campos. This is what they do. They have this incredible relationship, like bonds that they have, that I've rarely seen a manager and a sporting director working that way, such strongly bonded. And I think he might get on with Potter. They might have similar ideas or not, but him and Galtier are really, really something else. And I don't think he would leave him in Paris on his own. I don't think Galtier would want him to leave either. And again, had Chelsea done it the other way around, so Campos first and said to him, okay, now you can decide who the manager is going to be, then I think that would have been far more appealing for him than saying to him, look, we've got Potter. Oh, by the way, it's a 6-year deal, so we want him to be there for the long term. You're going to have to come here and sort of like sort everything with him and be good with him. I think this is far more difficult.
Well, you can hear more from Jules.
It's a really good question, Stevie, by the way.
It's a great question.
Hey, thank you.
Great question. Ale and Stevie will also be on the next edition, the latest edition of Extra Time. You can check that out over on our YouTube page.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.